Everyone's telling you that you can build your first app using AI to code, but nobody's telling you how to. So I'm going to put together an entire video breaking down exactly how to use AI to code out your first web app. Make sure that you bookmark this video, but before we get into that, I just want to show you some of the results of a new SaaS that I've launched, which is doing about £2,500 every week. That's kind of the opportunity of building your first SaaS product. So what do I mean by AI coding? So basically, go ahead and save this video because you're going to want to come back to it. But there is a software called Cursor, which is basically like Visual Studio Code, that allows you to use AI to code out entire apps. Now, before I get into this, I will say that most of you probably shouldn't be using Cursor to build out your apps if you've got zero coding experience, because you need to have some kind of understanding. For you guys, I would recommend something like No Code. I am doing a live class every Wednesday to show you how to do that, so you can register for that with a link in my bio. But for those of you guys who want to learn how to code, they have this thing called the Composer, which basically allows you to write in English and it will go ahead and convert that English into code. So what I'm trying to build here is an application that will allow us to clip videos from YouTube videos, kind of like Opus Pro. And what I'm doing is I'm saying, look, if I put in the URL, we're going to add that URL, and then what it's going to do is save it to our database. All of this is being coded using Next.js, but I'm basically just telling the AI what I want, and it's going and actually converting that into code. Now, I would recommend when you're starting, you use some sort of boilerplate. I've got one that I'm using. Okay, so I want to give you an example of when things don't work. So for example, you can see here with the sign up with Google, if I click on that and I try and sign in with my Google account, what's going to happen is the whole thing breaks and it doesn't reload me into the dashboard page. And you can see here, we've got a whole load of errors that have come through. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy these errors like this. So all we do, for example, is take all of that, open a new Composer, and we can just submit this, and you'll see what's going to happen now is the AI is going to actually go through and resolve that problem for us. Now, it doesn't mean to say that it's going to work first time, but it does mean that we don't actually need to go into the code. The AI is going to go into the code and basically do all of this stuff for us. And the really cool thing with the Composer is it has full context of our entire application. And once it's done, all we need to do is click on the Accept All button here. And then hopefully when our app refreshes, we should actually have solved those problems. And if there's any errors that come up, we will just continue to repeat that process. And the thing is, it's not perfect, but you can get pretty close to getting your first application built. The main thing is just building something that's not too complicated.